this video, we tried to skybridge up to max height and build all the way in. But I'm sure you know what skybridging is, so I'll tell you the rest. First up, me and my friend landed Logjam Woodworks and Weeping Woods to see how many mats we could get so we could skybridge. I ended up finding a llama in that tree over there, which is pretty good because that gives us brick, metal and wood, but there's a plentiful supply of wood around here, considering we're right beside Logjam and we are in the forest. I opened the llama, got nothing special, so I'll let the Logjam clips roll in and I'll come back to you once we're in the weeping. So now my friend and I are in Weeping and I'm trying to get to him so we can skybase. By this point I already have 1,000 wood and a decent amount of brick and metal. Go up the tower to get some loot. I get some shield. I pop it. Go over to this chest, get some minis, and grab the air and I'm on my way. My plan was to get out of this forest so we could get up without running into any trees and having to break them, but people would see us. And then we saw a launch pad up ahead, and that was pretty nerve-wracking considering they could shoot us down really easily. In fact, they could just launch over to us with their launch pad. But once we'd seen that they'd gone over to the agency, we started building up. I had a launch pad, and my friend had a few crash pads. I refused to take some for now because I had a bandage bazooka and I could heal people with it if he got hit by zone or hit by anything else. So we just kept building up. At this point I'd already wasted 300 mats. I was pretty laggy because I was trying to download some content onto my iPad. So we'd reached max height. I tried to edit and I absolutely failed. I am a bot. Then I kept on building, and I decided that my friend would take over once we got over the river, because I don't have much mats left. Now you may say yes, I have 1,000, but I'd rather he builds than me run out of mats and not be able to defend myself later on in the game. We saw a helicopter under us, which was pretty scary because helicopters are the easiest thing to use to take out sky bridges. Apart from your eyes, of course, you can just look at it and shoot it. But if you're up high, you can see them really easily. So me and my friend went back. My friend tried to edit that off because it was making him really triggered. I started to build again because my friend was pretty far back. At this point, I was already using my brick up. And at this point, it looked like I was doing some kind of spasm mixed with hotline bling mixed with a seizure at the same time. And my friend saw what I was doing and he tried to do it as well. Then we just started spinning around in circles and doing emotes and stuff. We were really worried that people would try and shoot us down. So we tried to stand in the center of the build as much as we could so that if we did need to place a launch pad, I wouldn't land on the side of the build and splat to my death. Crash pads are a decent alternative to a launch pad, but they are pretty buggy at this current time. My friend wondered if we could catch this supply drop, but obviously we couldn't, so we didn't even try. I took a shot there, but that wasn't very smart considering they could literally notice us at any moment and shoot the heck out of us. And we're lucky we didn't there. At this point, you're about to see how trolly me and my friend really are, but not quite yet. I thought the zone was only a 2-tick at this point, then I looked at the circle and saw it was 5-tick. My friend warned me that bandage bazookas were quite loud, then I told him we were about 400 meters up in the sky. And here's where it gets trolly. My friend was about to jump onto the thing I edited, but he ended up crouching to stop the jump. As you can see, I'm lagging really hard, so even if I did try to jump off the thing that he was editing, it probably wouldn't work very well. So I went onto the one he was on so that he obviously wouldn't edit himself. Then my friend and I thought that it would be smart to try and edit everything in half. I clearly failed at editing, so... This was before I had hold confirm to edit. Or some people call it edit on release. So it was pretty hard to edit, but now I have that on, I'd strongly recommend you using it. Because in a situation, it stops you from having to press another button. But if you want to reset your build, you're going to have to press confirm. At this point, the zone was pretty hot on our tail and did a lot of damage, so we tried to keep moving as much as we could without being too obvious. Now this is a dead meme in a dead game. Well, I say a dead game. This is a dead meme in a game with a lot of sweats. And memes don't go so well with sweats. So we were worried that some sweat would come and shoot us down and then laser us once we used our crash pads. And I decided it would be a good idea to bush camp before we set off again. We looked down to see how many people there were left, and there was only 2 other duos by the looks of it. The zone was getting tiny and there was still 5 people left. So we were assuming that there was 1 solo left. And then a duo. But we really got scared when the solo eliminated the duo. And we wondered if he was either a sweaty or an absolute tryhard who just was facing bot duos. Me and my friend are pretty good. We're just skyrooting for the fun. It's not because we want to camp. At this point I was getting really nervous because the enemy was starting to build metal floors under us. And I couldn't place my launch pad on metal floors. So I decided to sacrifice my bandage bazooka for a crash pad. Although I wasn't quite ready to get rid of the bandage bazooka quite yet, so I just carried it along the way. And my friend edited the bandage bazooka off by accident, which was a big oof. At this point we were trying to get lowered down in case the zone went too small for us both to fit. And also I'd be his shield. The best shield is a human shield. Because then you don't have to feel remorse when they die. At this point I was getting pretty laggy and my friend came down here with me even though that was not the point at all, so I told him to go back up. So I chucked down my crash pad after we got shot down. But of course, as I said earlier, crash pads are really buggy. So I skimmed the edge of the build, landed on the crash pad, and it didn't negate any of my fall damage. So I went into the zone and died. My friend at this point was pretty screwed because he had taken a lot of damage from the enemy, and the enemy was a real sweat. Like, this guy was cranking 90s, and then he just got a straight cop shot on him.